I have been hearing some things about Street Fighter 6. And if you guys didn't know, Street Fighter 6 is my favorite Street Fighter. I think Street Fighter 6 is probably the most fun Street Fighter since Third Strike. Now, don't get me wrong, like Street Fighter 5, like it improved, right? Like it got so much better. But Street Fighter 6, I mean, it just came out and it slapped. Like, it didn't have the best roster or anything like that, but the characters that I found enjoyment in, like Ken and Ryu, Guile, some of like Chun-Li, like the classic Street Fighters, like the characters that I found fun in, I really found fun in, right? So, IDOM, if you don't know who IDOM is, he's a very good professional player for Street Fighter and I think a few other fighting games. Put out a video titled "Why Are People Quitting Street Fighter 6?" It's a question, but let's watch this. I'm curious.
What is
Cool intro.
up, guys? We are back. We're doing a YouTube video, a little bit of a topic discussion. This is the rank distribution of November 2024, which we are in now. And one thing I noticed is a lot of players get to master and then just stop playing the game. Why is that? Why is it that a lot of players, new or old to fighting game, get to, platinum or master and then just stop playing? The amount of people who got to master
Bro, because it's such a
unranked is surprising
to
to see.
get
I've
there.
always thought fighting games have bad retention rate, but this is much higher than I was expecting. Now, a lot of people had their own answers or had their own reply, and I just wanted to say, from my point of view, I think there's probably three I think there are three main reasons that this happened. Number one, once you hit master, there's kind of no end goal, I want to say. I feel like unless you're going to start playing in tournaments, the rewards or anything that you get for getting to master doesn't really give you anything or give you like a reason to keep playing, which is why I've always suggested you get like skins or colors or just something stupid I could put on my avatar. Even something as simple as like
that would be nice.
aura.
I mean, I could go ahead and like kind of answer the question. I've actually never hit master in Street Fighter 6. I got very close. I got one rank away with Ken, and I kind of had like that realization. I've been playing the game like when the kids took a nap, when the kids went to bed, after I got done spending time with my wife, like every moment of free time that I had went to Street Fighter 6, and I got right there, dude, right there at master. And then I just had like an epiphany moment where I just sat back and I'm like, what the fuck is the point? Like, I don't get anything for hitting master. I can post it on Twitter, I can make a YouTube video about it. I don't get anything. I just stressed myself out for like realistically learning. Street Fighter 6 was like the Street Fighter where I learned how to play Street Fighter. So like I just put like 250 hours into what felt like nothing. Like, I know how to play a new fighting game, a new franchise of fighting games, which is nice, but I didn't plan on competing. I didn't plan on doing any of that. I didn't get a special skin. I didn't get a special title. I didn't get shit. I had that epiphany moment. I'm like, wait, fuck this. Like, I'm gonna go play something else.
Like, give me an Akuma aura for getting like 1800 MR or something in the battle hub. Something as simple as that would be cool.
And
I feel like it would
the
keep
MR
people
shit.
kind of engaged and more
Another
people wanting
pointless
to
thing.
play the game for longer periods of time. Because even in Overwatch, like, not to brag, but I was a Grandmaster kind of top 500 a few seasons. But I would keep playing because I wanted to get my golden gun. Number two being fighting games are just hard. I feel like the average Joe or like the average consumer probably buys a fighting game and doesn't want to be tied to just playing fighting games. Like, there's so many good games out there. You got games like
fighting games take commitment, bro.
Fantasy Rebirth, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong. Somebody doesn't want to be married to just fighting games, so I feel like you have to put in a lot of time to get good at fighting games or even get up there in the first place. But I do think there are ways to fix this, which is why I brought up, giving people skins or armor or whatever it might be. That's kind of my opinions. What do you guys think? It was more so just looking at the chart and just being so surprised with how many people, just stop playing Street Fighter so quickly. Well, unranked Street Fighter so quickly. Who did I get to top 500 with?
I'm cutting Idom's whole head off here right now.
Winston,
I have been.
Zarya, oh no, he's carry. Wholly unskilled, tank of butte, holy bro, my tank was insane. Yeah, there's no reward to kind of just keep playing. You're kind of just trapped. I feel like the MR grind kind of sucks. Like it's funny because this is not even an SF6 only problem. This is legit just like fighting game problem. I don't think any fighting game out there has good retention rate. Like as soon as you get to a certain rank, you're probably gonna stop playing unless you have like plans to go play in a tournament. Which
I would
feel like
actually argue, like surprisingly enough, Mortal Kombat probably has like the highest retention rate when it comes to casual players playing fighting games, especially like in a ranked setting. Combat League, obviously, for example, Combat League, because you do get rewards. You get rewards for leveling up in Combat League. The higher you get, the better and cooler the rewards get. And I don't know. I don't know if it can be confirmed or what. Maybe they have like recolors, but I don't think you can ever get that specific skin for like the highest level. I don't think you can like buy it or get it any other way than in Combat League. So it gives you something to like strive for. So I would argue like Mortal Kombat 1 has like very high retention rate for like ranked players. Like the FGC is kind of like its own bubble, right? And like we think that all fighting game players live and exist in this bubble, and anyone outside of that is a casual who puts down the game within 6 months of it coming out. When it comes to a lot of fighting games, maybe SF6, maybe Tekken 8, that might be the case because there's less rewards for like continuing to play. But when it comes to Mortal Kombat, the one thing I'll praise that game on, Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 11, it kept new players. And it kept bringing those new players back and back and back for each Combat League season to the point where you hardly ever play the same person in ranked to like this day. I could boot up MK1 right now and play ranked, and like every person I would go up against would be different because there's just so many people that continue playing for the reason of getting those rewards. It's crazy.
the amount of people who play in tournament that actually own the game is probably less than 1%. Legend's cool, but in Europe, the only 2 people ended in Legend last phase. Yeah, it's kind of. But I don't know. Like I had the hunger during the Overwatch time. I can see why people don't have the hunger in fighting games, but me during the Overwatch times, I had the hunger. Like, look at this. This is 0.004%. I'm here. This is crazy. And just give me something cool. Yeah, 2XKO will probably address it.
Yeah,
Game for
2XKO is
casual.
probably going to do
I don't
something
think
big about that.
SF6. Actually, it is. It
Too bad I
is.
don't like
A lot of
2XKO.
masters are below 1500. Yeah, because they probably got to 1500 and then started losing. I thought most master players would be around the 15 to 1600. Played at 1100 Blanca today. SF6 probably has the hardest defense, but it probably has the hardest defense because there's so many ways to open people up. In Street Fighter 5, you could honestly just down back and do nothing, and it was going to be impossible for your opponent to really open you up.
Yeah.
I'm being completely honest, too. In 5, you were only going to take Gray Life, so it kind of didn't matter. You would just down back a lot of the time. In this game, there's like 1.5 million different ways to open up my opponent. If ranked were more fun, how would you even make rank more fun? I don't understand how you can make rank more fun for anything. Ranked is always just going to be
Ranked
me
is
versus
hell,
you.
regardless.
There's nothing I could really add to it. Delete Bison and Blanca. Make the game better. I mean, that's true. Had confetti every time I win. Ranked by country. Nah, I didn't see that. Yo, this game is so popular in Japan. What the hell? Bro, this is like 7 times the amount of masters that we have. Holy shit.
That's the
This game's
crazy
dead
thing.
in the
Like
UK. Actually, yeah.
a lot of the
Japan,
players
US,
for Street Fighter
and then
come
like
from Japan.
China. Brazil up there is kind of cool. Seeing so many Brazilians still play. Europe is dead. Well, isn't it because a lot of the top EU players think this game sucks? I know a lot of EU players are very down about this game, but like at the same time, yeah, I know a lot of the people in EU aren't very like fond of this game, but like at the same time, there's not many EU streamers that I can watch that will probably make people want to play. Unironically, I do think people streaming the game definitely gets more people to want to play it and try it. In EU, your guys' only streamers like Broski, Jimmy. Yeah, there's not too many people that stream their Guilty Gear like sessions. I do think top players streaming themselves playing the game helps out a lot. But streaming's hard because like I feel like you're not getting the full benefits of your practice while you stream and play versus when you play off stream or play like at a tournament. So like you're not really distracted, so you can kind of like intake more information. Okay.
Street Fighter 6 will be a better fighting game without the drive meter.
Is he spitting, chat? Is he spitting?
And SF6 is like inspired heavily by
It would
SF5.
be a completely different game without the drive meter. Like it wouldn't be Street Fighter 6. I feel like the drive meter, as crazy as it can make some situations, I feel like it's what makes it fun. I mean, like, it's not perfect. No, it could use a lot of work, but like it's unique to Street Fighter 6. Just like the parry system from Third Strike is unique to Third Strike. Like, yeah, we have a new parry system in 6, but it's not the same. It's not as skill based as it was, in my opinion, as Third Strike. You know, so this is like what makes it unique. I think it makes it a crazy ass fighting game. And crazy ass fighting games are fun.
They just
Personal
put
opinion.
I said that during the beta. I was like, 5 is just. I mean, Street Fighter 6 is just 5 with the drive system.
the drive in to make the game more versatile, more volatile, more explosive, because it's more comfortable. I agree on that, to watch it as a spectator. But I still think
It's very
that
exhausting to
as a player,
play. I'll
if
agree
you are
with
a
that.
player, you want stability, you want things that might not be that explosive. You don't want many comebacks mechanics also. SF5 have really low comeback mechanics. SF6 on this time I really like the CA, but yeah, I think that the drive meter need to evolve into something will make the game a bit less explosive. That's my old take.
I'd rather have a fighting game with like 1 or 2 busted characters than play a fighting game with a busted system. Where's the Phenom one? The Phenom one was crazy.
I don't
Ken
know.
is a strong character. However, I do not think he is top 5 or S tier. One of Ken's main strengths is that he has.
I would just
insane
rather have a
commentary.
busted ass fighting game, right? Like all of the classic fighting games that I can think of that are like the most fun are busted, dude. I think Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is busted. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is busted. Third Strike's not really busted. You can make it busted, in my opinion, if you get really good at parry. Like you can stop people from being able to do like if you go up against someone in Third Strike, if you don't know how to parry and they know how to parry, you're gonna lose. Like I would rather have a busted ass fighting game than like these hyper fucking balanced fighting games that are coming out. Like Street Fighter 5. A lot of people, like a couple of these dudes talked about like Street Fighter 5 that had like a couple of busted characters, but like the system wasn't busted. Street Fighter 5 came out like hyper esports balanced, and everybody hated it because it was so balanced. It had no explosiveness to it. It was not fun to watch. It was barely fun to play, and everybody hated it. And when it got these new crazy wild ass mechanics that were a little bit more busted, a lot of people liked the game again. Like MK1, super hyper fucking esports balanced for, you know, less explosiveness. I don't know. It's boring, dude. It's boring. Boring fighting games. Stop with the fucking esports.
And overall, pretty
Karen one.
solid tool.
Fighting games
However,
were
it
just
doesn't
fine
have that
tournament-wise
extra
before the hyper
damage
esports
and
balance.
like broken tools such as Ed, Akuma, Bison, Rashid.
Propaganda.
Those type of characters who they also have corner carry, but they have more damage output, better offense.
And look, you have like another competitive fighting game. You have another competitive Street Fighter player saying, he just listed off like 5 broken characters, right? Like, play a fucking broken character. You'll have more fun. I promise.
Just overall way more reward and less risk for how they play. So it's not like I think Ken is weak. I think Ken is actually pretty strong. I would put him around top 10 possibly. But
Around top
in the
10?
current meta, there are some characters
Ken's
that are like
busted.
a lot stronger. Doesn't mean he can't win. We've seen Ryu win a tournament, and we've seen Ken just now win a tournament. So it doesn't mean he's bad, but he's not top 5 or and that's it.
What do you guys think? And I will see you guys in the next video.
That was a good video, but man, I strongly disagree with like this new sentiment that's come out. Like, we need like these hyper fucking balanced fighting games, bro. Like, no explosiveness. It's too much for like the competitive players to take. It's too exhausting to play. Like, my brother, why do we want these boring fighting games? Like, why do we want these fighting games where there's like, you have 2 combos that you can do, MK11. You have no way to open up your opponent. No mix. MK11, Street Fighter 5 when it came out. MK1 for the most part. You have no way to open up your opponent. It's a, like, don't get me wrong, having good neutral and footsies, like, that's a very good thing. Like, having that fundamentals in a fighting game, that are like, it's a big part of the game. That's a good thing. I think Street Fighter 6 still has that. Street Fighter 5 at the end of its life had a nice balance of all of it. It was fun. It had crazy mechanics that led to some really cool things, but it had good fundamentals, neutral and footsies and stuff like that. You need that. You absolutely need that. But like, I get it's stressful for like tournament players, professional players, to consistently play these matches all day in these big tournaments in a mentally exhausting fighting game like this. But what's the alternative? A super fucking boring fighting game where it's nothing but poke, walk back, do a string, wait for a crouching light, a down one on Mortal Kombat, and then grab, throw loops. Imagine Street Fighter without drop gauge. It's throw loop the fucking game. Street Fighter 6 without drop gauge. It's throw loop the fucking game. I just feel like a lot of these, in my opinion, and I'm not a professional, I've won like a couple of like little tournaments. I've never competed in Evo. Like, you can take my opinion and fucking flush it down the trash, right? Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm going on being a part of the community and watching and taking it all in for 10 years, right? Like, so you can probably roll up my opinion, stick up my butt, and kick me out the window, but like, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of these people complaining about how explosive some of these more fun fighting games are that are coming out, they would have exploded back with like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Street Fighter 4, and there's still some around from Street Fighter 4 and UMVC 3, but like a lot of these newer ones who are like complaining about this would have exploded playing those games, dude. Because you want to talk about stressful, even on a casual level, dog. You got Magneto throwing all this fucking shit at you. You got Sentinel flying out his big ass foot at you. You got Storm fucking 8-way wave dashing all across the screen. And you're fucking playing Spider-Man trying to swing around, getting a little web grab. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stressful. Stressful games, but super engaging. Super engaging. You always felt like you had more to learn because there was always new tech coming out. There was always a new character to learn. Like I said, new tech coming out. It was so interactive as a player and as a viewer. And I just feel like that's what we need to get back to.